Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think that 99%, that's how much I think, the war in Ukraine, or at least the stalemate, the standoff is broken, and Ukrainians are retreating and the Russians are obviously in an offensive. The Ukrainians cannot hold the Russians back, and this article just pushes my assessment to 99%. I think that's true. They can't do it anymore. The statements, the behavior of the Ukrainians, and things that I could pick up from other articles convince me 99% that this is the case. Remember yesterday and the day before, the Ukrainians said that they work on security guarantees with their partners and so on. They spoke about this when they met in Turkey, the delegations of Ukraine and Russia in March or something like that, I think, or April. And then that was the first sign I was like, what do you mean talk about security guarantees? You said you're going to win the war. You don't need security guarantees. That's the first one. And the second one, yesterday I made a video talking about the 6 points that Ukraine laid out in order to start a negotiation, peace negotiations with the Russians. What? So this, in 2 days, you know, my theory with the mountain slope, where they first they start with a little thing and then they tell you more, and at the end you got the guy with the bullhorn saying, hey guys, everything is lost. They couldn't tell them from the very beginning, just go like slowly, they get you ready. So I think we're already getting that with this article. I have almost no doubt that this is the case over there. So let's see what's going on with this one. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, obviously Ukrainian source, from August 26, 2022, Friday, today. Irina Vereshchuk names areas where a mandatory evacuation is planned. Remember when it was in the south, they made another mandatory evacuation in the south. They said, guys, evacuate because we're gonna do a counteroffensive there, so we don't wanna hurt you, so do something. There was no counteroffensive, nothing happened over there. So again, the boy who cried wolf, the same thing here. Nobody will believe these guys anymore, if people still believe them. But probably shouldn't believe anybody until they prove to be trustworthy. So mandatory evacuation is not going to be in the occupied territories. It's going to be in Ukraine. That's the problem. So that means, why do you evacuate people on your territory now from certain locations? And I looked at the locations on the map before I started this video. So mandatory evacuation except for Donetsk Oblast is planned to be announced in some parts of Kharkiv, Zaporozhye and Mykolaiv Oblast. I checked the map a minute ago and there's like this. Kharkiv, Zaporozhye, Mykolaiv. So it's a whole front from north to south. What does it tell you? Why would you evacuate them from your territory and push them westward? That means someone is coming from the east. It's not the Huns, it's not the Tatars, okay? It's the Russian army. Again, that was the Soviet army before. But source, Irina Vereshchuk, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Reintegration of Temporarily Occupied Territories. Live, the national 24/7 news broadcast. I like this person. I heard her, I think, speaking before, and she was very logical and very, I don't know, normal, I would say. And it's hard to find normal people nowadays, it seems like, or ever, it seems like. Quote from Vereshchuk: the Kharkiv, Zaporozhye, Mykolaiv Oblasts are in the lineup for mandatory evacuation. I'm not talking about the entire region, but some parts will require mandatory evacuation and we are preparing for it. End quote. Details. Vereshchuk reiterated that during the mandatory evacuation, the state will provide, the state being United States, not these guys, they don't have any money. Anyway, the state will provide, I'm just kidding, will provide transportation, accommodation, food and medical services free of charge. Who is a communist? That's the place to go. And I'm quoting, everything that people need to survive the winter, they will have, and it will be for free. Excellent. I'm glad they will have it. It's a lot of tragedy, big tragedy over there. I'm glad that that's provided. everything they need for winter. So that means it's not going to be for 3 days, a week, a month. So they are waiting for the winter. So it's going to be for the whole winter. If you think that you're going to win the war in about 3 days and the Ruskies are running, do you prepare those guys for the winter or for the fall? Well, first for the fall. What do you prepare them for the winter? That means it's going to be longer and longer and longer. Maybe because they don't know yet what's going to be, but they know those guys are coming. The deputy minister, the deputy prime minister also reminded viewers about the payments available for residents of the oblast where the evacuation is being carried out. And it says, if this is a mandatory evacuation, there will be, and it says, equivalent to $60 for each person immediately upon arrival at a train or other mode of transportation that is used during the evacuation. So immediately $60 there, as well as $54. This is equivalent. I'm not going to say in hryznas or whatever they have for each adult, and $81 equivalent for each child or person with a disability, she said. Background. At the end of July, the Ukrainian government imposed the mandatory evacuation of residents of unoccupied areas of Donetsk. So Donetsk was already under mandatory evacuation. Now these three, that's why they said except Donetsk at the beginning, because they were under it, where the Russians already smashed them and it's done deal over there, it seems like. Now we got the three other oblasts. Donetsk Oblast were the start of the heating season. It says, on August 11, Vereshchuk announced that mandatory evacuation may be extended to other regions, and now we have it. Zaporozhye, Kherson, whatever, and Mykolaiv, right? Is that what it was? Kharkiv, not Kherson, I'm sorry. So Kharkiv, which is north, then Zaporozhye south, Mykolaiv, the lowest oblast. So I think this shows pull back. Those guys are coming because Donetsk was already evacuated where the Russians already came. So this is, for me, pushes to 99%. This is done. Those negotiation preconditions, 6 points provided by the Ukrainians yesterday, again, was a sign that they are done. And the security guarantees, if what? Why do you ask for, if you're winning, why do you ask for security guarantees? I'm going to beat the neighbor up, I'm going into his house and rob it and do whatever I do else. And then I ask, hey guys, can you give me some security guarantees? Well, if you're winning, what do you need? He needs, the losing guy who gets, he needs security guarantees in case when they're going to say, okay, peace, stop right now, and I want these guys to come and say, okay, if the peace treaty or whatever is going to be broken, then you guys are the guarantors and you're going to intervene. But remember, we have some Germany and France, all right, in the Minsk agreements. They were the ones who were the guarantors that Ukraine will follow through with the Minsk agreements, and they didn't. So that resulted partly to where we are in February 24th, 2022. But these things are forgotten because they want them to be forgotten. But no, we're not going to let them be forgotten. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.